Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kelly, and this is Nova. We're a couple originally from Georgia and Michigan who love road trips, spending time outdoors, and discovering new places.
Follow along as we travel the U.S. and beyond.
Here you'll find everything, from trips in our van to grabbing a local brew.
Home renovation projects to swimming with our dog.
Making pasta in Italy to cliff jumping in North Carolina.
There's a lot to see out there, and we're on a mission to experience as much as possible. Come along for the ride.
Welcome back to day 2 of our adventures through Switzerland and Italy. We left our hotel in Milan on foot early in the morning, walked about an hour to the train station, and boarded the first of a series of trains and a bus that would take us out of Italy and through the Alps to our first stop of the trip, Zermatt. Between the Eurail app on our phones and helpful ticket agents, navigating between trains was pretty seamless, and we had great luck with everything running on schedule during this leg of the journey. Traveling by train is quickly becoming a favorite mode of transportation for me. We had lots of space, were able to charge our phones, and the views were incredible the whole way. I have to admit, the rolling green hills and views of the mountains as we got further into Switzerland were my favorite. Stepping off the train in Zermatt felt like stepping straight into the setting of a fairy tale. There are no cars allowed in the city, only a few of these electric trolleys, so the streets are filled with tourists and locals alike, enjoying the day and taking in the scenery.
We made it to Zermatt.
So flew into Milan last night and then missed our first train this morning because couldn't get an Uber from the hotel. But we ended up walking about an hour to the train station, which was fine. And then, a train, a bus, and then
A train to a bus.
three more trains.
Train to another train to another train.
And then got up the valley. We arrived here in Zermatt about 2:15 p.m. The weather's really nice. There's a little bit of cloud cover over the mountain. We're just walking around town right now and just enjoying some lunch. And pretty soon we'll get hiking up to Edelweiss, which is about 1,000 feet above us up on the mountain. So we've got that hike to look forward to this afternoon. And then I think we're going to sleep pretty hard tonight.
Yeah. This is where we're staying.
Before heading up the mountain to our hotel, we strolled through town, and like the true American tourists we are, we had to pop into the McDonald's to see how the Swiss menu compared to the US version. Some notable different items on their menu included chicken wings, Kit Kat donuts, macaroons, and a far more extensive vegetarian menu than in America, which was much appreciated. After making our selection, we took our food, sat next to the river, and had a mini picnic.
What do you think about veggie McDonald's?
That's good.
With the Matterhorn in the background.
Not sure McDonald's was the world's greatest idea pre-hike, but oh well, we survived. And the hike up to our hotel was so beautiful that it's all we could think about anyway. Well, that and catching our breath. Finally, we made it to Edelweiss Hotel and caught our first glimpse of Zermatt from above. Edelweiss serves as both a restaurant and a hotel and has the coziest cabin vibes. We can't say enough good things about this place. I've linked the hotel's website in the description so you can check it out if you ever find yourself in Zermatt. Once we settled in, we cheers to making it up the hill and to all the exciting things to come, and then headed outside to soak it all in. Matt stayed here on his solo trip to Switzerland a few months back. A link to that video is also in the description below, so make sure to check it out. Edelweiss's amazingly kind owners, Rico and Pip, brought us out some cheese, pickles, and what Rico called giggle juice to welcome us in.
Is this the peak, or can it get better?
No. This is it.
Cheese is my favorite food, and eating fondue in Switzerland sounded like a great bucket list item to check off, so we stuffed ourselves with as much of it as physically possible. After finishing the most glorious meal of all time, we decided to walk some of it off before bed and take a short hike around the side of the mountain to get a better view of the Matterhorn.
We just came for a little after dinner walk. And this is our view.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're starting our day with some coffee on the patio at the hostel, and then we're gonna go do the 5 Lakes hike.
Up to Blauherd, and we'll come around here on the 5 Lakes hike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lakes. Then back down, and then we'll hike another 1,000 feet back up to Edelweiss this evening.
We made our way back down the mountain from Edelweiss, once again soaking in all the glorious views along the way. Once we got to town, we stopped at the grocery store where we met a cute dog and grabbed some food for a picnic lunch on our 5 Lakes hike. From there, we walked to the Sunega-Rothorn Valley Station, where we hopped on board a funicular up to Sunega and then got onto a gondola that took us to Blauherd Station, where the trail began. The scenery and views of the mountains along the path were breathtaking. We encountered quite a few people around each lake, but other than that, we had most of the trail to ourselves. led us through a small town of sorts up to a great vantage point he had hiked to last time he visited Switzerland. We sat on a rock, eating our lunch and enjoying the view, and then this happened. The proposal was completely unexpected and incredibly surreal. I laughed, teared up, nearly blacked out, and barely squeezed the ring on my finger as it was swollen from the blood rushing to it while we walked. We were all alone in the meadow with the Matterhorn in the background, and I couldn't have dreamed of it being a more perfect moment if I tried. After finishing the trail and somehow only seeing 3 of the 5 lakes, we hopped back on the funicular and headed down the mountain. We then soaked in a moment of sun in town before trekking back up to the hotel for the night. Once at the top, we devoured another delicious, cheesy meal. We then spent the rest of the evening celebrating with champagne on the patio, sharing the news with our close friends and family, and basking in the sweetest, most perfect day.